This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Good Wednesday morning and welcome to Almost Halloween. All Hallows Eve is tomorrow and I have my witch back there perched on the shelf in honor of that. Not riding my broomstick this morning. The wind is just too ferocious. In fact, it sounds like I have Halloween sound effects going on. There's so much wind around the house this morning, but that's Kansas. I love it. We have had a very, very busy time in October, and I don't know if November is going to slow down any. There's so many things going on. We unveiled our sculpture of Dr. Theophilus Turner at the Fort Wallace Museum, thanks to Melissa Rao and a lot of supporters who helped pay for him, and it is amazing. It is just beautiful, and we're so thrilled to have him added to the museum because that brings in the story of the post-surgeons throughout the West as men of healing and men of science. They are the scientists on the ground. So many of the plant and animal and mineral specimens, the fossil specimens they collected, went to those institutions like the Smithsonian and museums in the East, and that's where those huge collections came from, many of those post-surgeon. Sadly, among the other items collected were Native American remains, and of course those have been ordered to be repatriated to the families, to the tribes. That is something that is still ongoing. That's been decades. The process has been decades long and still ongoing, and many times it was those post-surgeons who were responsible for collecting those as well. We have just had so many marvelous things going on. Honestly, my brain is fried from it. It's just much. If you recall, I was down in Dodge City a couple of weeks ago and did my talk, The Paranormal is Not Abnormal, and all we could think of was Abby-normal, from Young Frankenstein. But at this time of year especially, it's not just about spooks and haunts and ghosts and vampires and scary stuff. It's about the spirituality and the connections, which is, of course, what the Day of the Dead is all about. It's that connection to folks who have passed on. This is one thing I learned as a historian early on that has served me well, I believe, that those in the past are equal to us now. I would visit the cemetery with my granny, and she would talk about her family members who had passed on, and I understood their life was as real as mine. And that is a very hard thing to get across. It's a very hard thing to grasp, to understand. So that's what I try to do with history, and that's what we try to do at the museum. And Melissa's work certainly helps us with that. If you can look into the face of this person, or as close as we can get to that face, then you realize that this is a person with struggles and dreams and hopes, just like you and me. Loneliness, challenges, struggles with addiction that these people had on the plains, especially those guys in the Army at the time. Very, very real struggles, and that art often helps bring those to life, makes us able to connect. That's what it's all about, connecting. That's what I'm all about, just connecting. In fact, my daughter, after she read some self-help book or whatever, said, "You're a connector, Mom. You enable fashion trends and plagues to occur." So I try to use my powers for good, and that's what I try to do here, folks. So, got a great show. Stay with us.
In 1821, a trade route was opened from Missouri in the United States across prairies and mountains to Mexico. In 2021, we will mark 200 years of epic conflicts and grand adventures, larger-than-life personalities, and sweeping landscapes. Join us on an historic journey. The Santa Fe Trail lives on.
Find us on social media or santafetrail.org.
Kim Mannering with Hardy Insurance. Today we will talk about umbrella coverage. Did you know that if you're held liable in any type of accident, the judgment can claim your assets? Please give me a call so we can discuss. 316-945-6733.